complications has reached 57 children. And what we have heard from civilians is that Israel's potential expansion of the military ground operations will add layers and layers of hardships, and new chapters of agony and torment will be opened due to the Israeli potential new prospect of destruction and also displacement that is scheduled to take place if this step will effectively take place on the ground. Tariq Abazoum, Al Jazeera, Deir al-Balah, Palestine.
A Palestinian poet has won a Pulitzer Prize for his writing on Israel's war on Gaza. Mossab Abu Toha received the award for a series of essays published in The New Yorker. The award committee says his work focused on the physical and emotional carnage in Gaza that combined deep reporting and the intimacy of memoir to convey the Palestinian experience.
It is a great honor to win a Pulitzer Prize. But it is also a great responsibility that I'm receiving for the work that I'm doing, for the voices that I am carrying within me. I felt overjoyed, but also saddened that when I realized that the same essays that I wrote back, in the past year, are things that continue to take place in Gaza, the destruction of the refugee camps, the destruction of shelters in Gaza, the starvation about which I wrote an essay in February 2024, the difficulties in movement, the borders have been shut down for about a year and something, about a year exactly. So unfortunately, the same stories that I wrote about and for which I won the Pulitzer Prize continue to happen, and even worse and worse. Many of the people that I care about, that I love, who lived with me in the house, who lived close to me, the students that I taught, the teachers who taught me.
The kinds of individuals who are going to have their visas revoked or not renewed, involving whether or not their actions affect, our foreign policy interests, or are the opposite of what it is they said that they would be doing here if they engage in certain kind of behavior. But what we will do is see how the Secretary feels about this. And I do expect to talk with him a little bit later, so we'll take that back and get it back to you, because I know you're going to be reporting on that, but we'll do that.
Also, one more, if I may. Can you tell us, there's plenty of criticism, as I'm sure you're aware of, out there, folks who say the new dual-hatted role.
All right, as you see there, we were just listening into this press conference happening earlier today. We're there with the State Department holding that briefing, talking about different international issues. Spokesperson Tammy Bruce speaking. Did want to bring that to you here on Live Now from Fox, but that's going to do it for my live time here on the desk. On the other side of our final 2-minute break, you'll see coverage from our overnight playlist. Thanks so much for being with us.
back into Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. United States Attorney General Pam Bondi details a major fentanyl seizure in a multi-state operation.
They have made the largest fentanyl bust in our nation's history. And we're very proud to announce today a historic Sinaloa cartel arrest, and it marks the most significant victory in our nation's fight against fentanyl and drug trafficking to date. This multi-agency operation led by DEA with our local, state, tribal, and federal partners targeted one of the largest and most dangerous drug trafficking and foreign terrorist organizations in our country. The DEA seized 11.5 kilos of fentanyl, including an astounding approximately 3 million fentanyl pills, the largest seizure in our nation's history. These are the pills in the bags right there. The main bottom right, the head of this organization, Sinaloa organization, here in the country illegally, 6 of these guys and women here in the country illegally. His name is Alberto Salazar Amaya. He is the leader, and he was living in Salem, Oregon. With him, they got millions of dollars, cash, cars, but the drugs were in Albuquerque, Phoenix, and Utah. That's how insulated these drug dealers